This is episode 23, and we're live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey guys, you're listening to another episode of You're Human, and I'm Dakota Meyer. This is episode 23. Holy shit. Yeah, it's really awesome. Really awesome. It's been an incredible 23 episodes. I never thought we'd make it this far. I say that every single time because guess what? I never know if there's going to be another one. But literally, what an incredible time. And gosh, the people I've got to talk to, the people I've got to virtually meet was just incredible. If you want to call in, this isn't the call-in show with no filters. There's nothing's off the table. We're just here to get better and to have a good time. So call in if you want to. Call-in number is 512-523-5609. So what's up, Knives?
Man, been talking to you. I don't mind saying it before we got live, and it's just been revelatory.
You know,
it's changing my fucking life.
So it's about.
I love
life's
it.
About.
I absolutely love it, man. I feel like I can see colors. Like 10 days ago, I was colorblind.
Hell yeah. Hey, it's Dakota. It's Your Human Podcast.
Hey, Dakota. How you doing? It's coal miner Shane.
Good. What's going on, Shane? How are you?
I'm good, brother. I'm good. Listen, just to make it quick, I just wanted to call to be a rant about Logan Paul. I just want everybody to know how big of a piece of shit he really is.
Why?
Well, I watched one of your episodes on YouTube, and I've been in that place too.
Yep.
Where I started to do it, and he was making fun of people, right?
Yeah, I think there was a time. I think he might have. I don't really recall it, but yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Well, he did, and now look at him. What is he? A famous wrestler, and the whole world looks up to him. I guess he's a hero, so to speak.
He's a boxer
and
now.
I just want people to know how big of a piece of crap he really, really is deep down.
Man, I tell you, I hear you. I hope he's changed, right? I hope he learned his lesson. He got a lot of backfire for that. Man, I hope he's changed. I mean, part of the problem with Logan Paul is I've never met the guy. I'll tell you, but his persona is the problem child, right? And so like he has this image of being the problem and being an asshole. That's kind of what's made him, who he is. And so
made him famous.
It's what's made him famous, right? And I, he likes it. It's obviously made him more money than I'll ever make in my life. So, but I would hate to be known as a problem, right? I mean, the two words that Logan Paul is known as is just it's very sad to me because I don't know how he ever gets away from it, but I mean, I couldn't imagine someday having children and being 40 or 50 years old and being known as two words that I would never want to have as my identity, being a problem and being a child, right? Like both of these two words that he's chose to, really be good at is something that I think at some point he might regret, maybe not, because he'll be sitting on his own private island with as much money as he wants. But I just think that, it says a lot about him. I wish him the best. He might be a nice guy, might be a good guy. Who knows? But I definitely think that living up to the reputation of a problem child the rest of my life would probably not be. I should have put a little bit more thought into that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I appreciate you, brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm still in the hills of West Virginia.
How's life?
I'm about ginsenging season's getting ready to start. I go out in the woods and I dig root, yellow root, cohosh, ginseng.
Yes, sir.
I think this year it's going close to 800 a pound.
Yeah. How much?
Yeah.
How much do you usually? What's the most you've ever got in a year? So ginseng. So we used to have ginseng back where I live at, and people like it's a big deal. You go out there and you hunt ginseng, and you'd have people come through your woods and stuff, and you find this ginseng. It's a root, and you dry it out and all that. And what's the most you've ever got in one season?
Probably a pound. But I'd say between a pound and pound and a half.
Man.
That's getting it every day because it's very, very hard to find.
It's real hard to find, isn't it? Yeah, it's you find it in wherever there's light, kind of in the woods, right?
Yeah, but Dakota, there's not a lot of it now because there's a lot of poachers out there. Just like you have your deer poachers and this poacher. There's a lot of people dig it out of season.
Yeah.
And it makes it hard for the rest of us that do it the right way.
Man, isn't that like the life, right? I mean, isn't that what the whole thing about life is? Man, all these people doing it the wrong way and not doing it the right way makes it just a lot harder on the rest of us, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's basically the whole world, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what do you ever go hunt for mushrooms? Like, you ever cook mushrooms or what dryland fish?
Yeah, it's I've actually got some in my refrigerator now. It's called chicken of the hill.
Yeah, we call it. Where we call it dryland fish.
Oh, dryland fish! I've never heard of that one.
Dude, how do you cook it?
Deep fry.
Deep fry.
Just like onion rings or whatever.
It's good shit, ain't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Bro, hey, if you don't live in a country, people like city folks like, what in the hell's chicken in the hill?
Yeah.
Chicken of the woods.
Chicken of the woods. I love it.
That's everyday food for me. If every time I find them, I go out in the woods, I cut a big slab of it off and bring it home.
Man.
And fix it up for my family, and we all eat it because we're all hillbillies.
I love it, brother. Man, hey, it's so good to hear your voice. I hope you have a good day.
Hey, you too, Dakota. I'll see you later.
Heck
brother.
yeah. Hey, make sure to call me again, all right?
Oh, don't worry, brother.
See you, man.
Be good, man.
Bye-bye. Man, what a good guy.
What a cool dude.
You
right
talk
there.
about just authenticity. I mean, good guy. Love that guy calling me. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Good. What's going on?
My name is Billy. Can I call in?
Yeah, of course. You're on. You're live.
Okay, great.
What's going on, Billy?
All right, man. No, man, I just wanted to talk to you. First of all, Simplify, man. I'm a former Marine, 1987, 89, Cherry Point.
Oh, awesome, man. Thank you for your service.
And I thank you for your service, and big fan of yours and your, what you did there for the Medal of Honor.
Man, I appreciate it.
Hey, I wanted to ask you and talk to you about the state of our military today.
Yeah.
Like, ever since, Trump got out, it has declined a lot. The readiness. And then, what I'm seeing a lot now, too, on social media is all these TikTok videos being made by our members.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it's like stupid. And,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying, I understand, this is the generation of the social media military. But it's almost like it's embarrassing sometimes when you see some of these videos that they post. And I know when I was back in the 80s, I mean, things were strict. You couldn't do certain things. Obviously, we didn't have cell phones back then.
Mm-hmm.
But it's almost like, the whole respect and decorum of acting like a Marine or a soldier or a Navy sailor has gone out the window. And it's like, it's almost like second fiddle to being, a person now. But, you're supposed to, when you go in the military, that's what you're supposed to be first, regardless if you're staying for 2, 3, 4 years or for a career.
Yeah.
But so I want to ask you what you think about all that. And number two, real fast, to be honest, I mean, if are we ready to fight the next World War?
Mm-hmm.
Is the United States military ready and capable of taking on like an alliance of China, Russia, North Korea, and Iran?
Yeah. So, okay.
I'd love to hear what your thoughts
Yeah,
are.
yeah. So the first thing is with the aspect of seeing all these influencers on social media. Man, so first off, who did you serve under? What was the president that you served under?
Well, it was Reagan,
Mhm.
and PX Kelly was the commandant.
PX Kelly was the commandant. Yep.
87 to 89.
So you were in there
That
during.
really hurt my knee.
Yep. So, what did people think about when the military had to serve under Bill Clinton?
I don't know. I mean,
It was, I mean, everybody. So like everybody we've served under, like when Obama got, like I was in with George W. Bush, and then Obama got elected. Oh, the military's going to shit, right? Like when I came in, you know what the older guys were telling me? That we were the weakest generation they'd ever seen. We weren't going to be able to do shit, right? Like, so my opinion, this is, and I'll tell you this, there's, I'm going to give you some data points to it too. Statistically, the men and women who are serving today are smarter, they're healthier, and they are stronger than any generation ever. They can process information at a rate that me and you could never do, right? Because they grew up with technology. And the military, everything's going to technology. So what I will say is like, yeah, I see a lot of these campaigns as far as I do think that the military is having a recruiting problem, but I think this is something that's not, it's not, I mean, we're 22 years after, we're 20 some years after a war, right? Like the biggest recruitment tool for the last 20 some years has been 9/11, right? So I think that does the military have a recruitment problem? Yes, but I don't believe it's because the next generation doesn't want to serve. I don't believe that at all. And I don't believe it's because the next generation's weak. Honestly, I just believe that the military is so far behind on their marketing aspects and tactics, and they're trying to figure that out as it goes, right? I mean, look, every company out there, as far as recruiting and hiring, their number one thing one of the number one things that they're trying to figure out is marketing and how to make their company appealing to somebody to want to work for, right? So I think the military is in the middle of that process right now. I think it's a normal growth process. I don't worry about it at all. I see this TikTok stuff. I think that like, if the military wants people to join them, they have to reach them at the way, I mean, the next generation, the next generation of the young men and women who want to serve this country, what are they watching? TikTok, right? So
yeah. No, I hear what you're saying, but it is another question though.
Mhm.
And I heard what you said that this generation is as smart as
yeah,
the fittest, and I forgot the other thing you said, and they're exposed to technology that we weren't exposed to years ago. Correct, sure, but the bottom line is this:
Mhm.
but do they have the will to fight?
yeah,
Will this generation, if it's called upon in another draft,
Mhm.
if we do go to World War III, Dakota, there's going to have to be a draft. Will this generation right now in America fight? Will they go?
I bet you anything. Well, I don't believe that we would need a draft. I believe I meet with high schools all the time. These kids want to serve. These kids love their country. I mean, like I'll tell you, I think that the concept of saying, well, the next generation just doesn't want to serve is a cop-out answer to, hey, we just aren't worth serving for, right? And what do I say with that? And I know it's a very dangerous subject, but let me ask you this: if I am coming out here and I'm talking shit about the Marine Corps sucks and I don't have a job now as a veteran and I got out and I'm all broken and I look like a box of broken toys after getting out, why would you want to go join that?
Yeah, well, you would never say that in the first place.
No, I mean, I wouldn't, but let me say this.
Yeah.
You want to talk about what's detrimental to our military more than anything, more than these TikTok videos and this, them trying to go there, is all these veterans who are coming out and talking shit about the military. That's what's detrimental to it. These veterans coming back and saying, oh, this sucks. The Marine Corps fucked me, like saying all this, well, I can't get a job after getting out. Like where the Marine Corps or the military in general has messed up is they've had a bunch of people serve them that are entitled little shitheads, right? And so that's where the problem in lies is not, look, our military's fine. And to answer your question, do I think that we are ready to go take on? I still believe with every moral fiber of my being, and nobody has any statistics to show us any different, that we would smoke check anybody on the face of the planet. And I'll tell you this, our enemies know that. And let me tell you how I know that, because none of them are fucking with us. If China thought that they could walk, if China thought that we were weak, what do you think they would have already done?
Well, I don't think that they think we're weak. I think they think we're weaker than we were. And, and I think what they're planning on doing, obviously a lot of people think, Taiwan is their ultimate goal. When you think about that, I mean, and I think they will act when they think they are ready to do that. That's going to be really hard to defend. Like, if they attack Taiwan, and then we're going to have to logistically move everything over there and bring in ships and everything, the fleet into those close to those waters in line of their missiles.
Man, we would
thousands and thousands of missiles. I mean,
we would fuck them up in no time. And let me say this. Here's how I'll tell you. Name one other country that has been fighting that's been in more conflicts than us since World War II. Who do you think's up to speed? Who do you think's got the most advanced technology? Because we've been in the game. And here's what I'll tell you. And let me give you this example. When Russia invaded Ukraine, it was equivalent to in 2000, what? When did we invade Iraq?
2003.
2003. Would you say that those were about equivalent? Like Ukraine is about equivalent as Iraq back then?
Well, first of all, two different things. Number one, when Russia invaded, they didn't invade the whole country. They only invaded the eastern part of Ukraine, and they used a small force. They weren't trying to overwhelm the country. In Iraq, when we went into 2003, we actually bombarded them heavily with the air first. Russia really didn't use the air before.
I was there in March of 2022 when Russia invaded, right after they invaded.
Where, Ukraine?
Yeah, and they were in Kyiv. So, I mean, they wanted it. And if they didn't go in all the way, then that's probably their fault. But I do believe that right now they are trying their best and throwing everything but the kitchen sink at it, right? I mean, we can agree on that.
I disagree. Do you Dakota? Do you listen to do you watch Colonel McGregor at all on YouTube?
No, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, retired Colonel McGregor. He was the tank battalion, I think, whatever the tanks were called back then. He fought in that famous battle in the first Gulf War, 73 Eastland. And he was the commander. And he was in Trump's cabinet. He was like the assistant to the Secretary of Defense under Trump. Well, anyway, he's very knowledgeable. I follow him a lot on YouTube, and I watch him. And, I got to say, a lot of what he says is very different than what the American media and Western media is reporting. I mean, I'm not getting my stuff from the American media.
I'm getting my stuff from the guys that are in the game. You know what I mean? From the guys who are watching ISR feed and the guys who are, listen, the numbers that Russia has lost is astronomical. And so anyways, back to my point is is Russia invading Ukraine is about like when the United States invaded Iraq. We had them wrapped up in 24 hours. And I truly believe that the reason China has not jumped on Taiwan is because, yeah, they might take the initial strike. They're going to probably get us a little bit. But the last thing that any country wants to do to the United States of America right now is give us a single enemy, because we will unite. We will unite. And the last thing that they want us to do is unite right now against an enemy. And so they're not going to give us one, because right now we're weak because we're not united. But as soon as somebody messes with us, as soon as somebody comes in and fucks with the United States of America or its people, the people will unite. And we've seen that during COVID, right? And so my thing to it is like, yeah, I mean, people can argue whatever. I mean, everything's an opinion until it's not. But I think that our military is as strong as it's ever been. I think that, yeah, there's a couple social issues, but I can tell you right now that the social issues that the media is pushing, the Lance Corporal on the ground does not give two fucks about genders and all this shit. They're out there getting after the mission, right? Like, look, when I was we were dealing with sexual harassment and all the same bullshit they're dealing with today, right? None of us gave a fuck about it, because guess what? If you were a Marine, you were a Marine, and we took care of you. Now, maybe in higher up ranks or whatever else, but I promise you, the E3 and below that's out there, the infantryman, the tip of the spear gunfighter, is none of this shit's affecting them or bothering them at all, right? Period. And I mean, listen, I go speak to them all the time. I'm on the base, and these are not topics of their problems.
No, I agree with you. The rank and file, I have faith in.
Yeah.
I have much faith in the executive positions of the military at this point. And I'm talking about, generals and above.
Yeah. Oh, well, listen, we've always had a problem there, right? Like, that's all.
Hey, one last question.
Yeah.
I don't take up a lot of the other callers. Do you think, honestly, going to war over Ukraine and Taiwan is in our national interest?
I think that if China takes and goes after Taiwan within the next 4 years, we absolutely have to defend it all the way to the point that we can't. We have to. I think after 4 years, every year that goes by that they don't, we are coming. Like, look, the biggest enemy to the United States of America is that we're so reliant on all these other countries economically, right? I mean, that's really the enemy, right? Like, China's not going to have to fight us, because like, they could shut us off. I mean, shit, they can go down and close the Panama Canal and fuck us over, right? So my thing is like, every year that goes by, I believe that we are, corporations in America and businesses in America are starting to see this pipeline problem, this supply line problem. And so they're trying to get more self-sustainable. And I think that, the longer we go on, the less power they have. But I mean, at the end of the day, if they went after Taiwan today, we'd absolutely have to defend it. Ukraine, I think we should support if they get out of Ukraine and they go to, I would never vote for a president right now that said we're going to war in Ukraine. Like, you can argue the rest of these topics, but if a president, if one of these people who are running for president right now says that we are willing to go to war in Ukraine right now, they should automatically be off of your go vote list. Now, I think that if they roll into Poland or something like that, we got a different ball game on our hands.
Well, yeah, that's a NATO member.
Yeah, but
Putin would do, because he knows that we're in World War III. Hey, real fast before I go, you ever hear the documentary "Everything Is a Rich Man's Trick"?
No. I'm going to check it out.
Try to look that up on YouTube. Really make you think differently about how we've been lied to by our government in the last 70, 80 years.
100%. I definitely agree with you on that.
The rich man's trick. It starts from World War I all the way to the present day.
They say war is a racket, right? It's the only business that you're guaranteed to make a profit in.
War is good for business.
Yep.
And the rich get richer while the while the Patriots go and die.
100%.
But listen, man. Thank you for
Hey,
your service. Semper Fi. Listen to you, man.
Semper Fi, brother. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Woo.
That was heavy.
I love it. What
That's
a good guy.
it's
Smart
above my
guy.
pay
That's a
grade.
smart guy right there.
He's a smart dude.
Smart dude.
I got a question here on Facebook. What's the best advice you can give a first-time dad 2 weeks out from due date?
Oh, man. Get ready. Get ready. About to be the best title ever. You know what I mean? It's the work starts when that child's born, but it's the most rewarding work ever.
Ooh, just missed the call. Dang it. Are you running for office or any type anytime soon? I thought I read somewhere that you were.
I'm not. I'm not. I mean, I don't know what I would even run for. Hey, it's Dakota on the You're Human podcast.
Hey, Dakota, what's going on? It's Eric Vidal from Miami.
What's up, man?
Chilling, my dude. I see you. I see you doing work.
Yeah, bro. What's going on?
Real quick question, just because I was curious. Bro, after everything you've done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Medal of Honor recipient, you don't rest on your accolades, right? It's
No.
not like, oh, I've done this, so I'm just gonna not do shit else. So,
Because I ain't done nothing today.
Because I've been seeing you, man, and you're all about action and serving a higher purpose. So, I mean, my question's invalid because you keep on getting after it every single day.
Dude, every day, man, I keep getting after it, right? Like I got to get up and earn my spot at the table every single day.
That's right, sir. So, anyways, I just want to say, bro, I'm proud of you, honored, humbled to call you my brother, and keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Hey, man, let me ask you this. Thanks, bro. Are you good down there? Did you have to leave?
No.
You ain't got, is a hurricane going to hit you?
No, it's gonna pass north of us.
Okay.
Cedar Key.
All right.
So it's gonna hit landfall around the swamplands, but man, people up here, prepping and just getting ready to weather out the storm.
Hi, man. We're going to be praying for you. I just want to make sure you're good. Make sure we didn't need to send a team out to grab you.
Nah, brother, I'm good, man.
All right, cool. Well, listen, man. Thanks for calling in, brother. Hey, be careful.
Yes, sir.
See you, man.
All right. Be.
Yeah, man. I was supposed to be in Palm Beach. I don't know where I was supposed to be today, but I was supposed to be giving a speech down there right now, and they canceled it because the hurricane was going to hit.
Where is this, in Florida?
Yeah,
Oh man.
big
Dang.
one. Big one, nice.
I got a question. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you do? If you could do anything.
Why would you do something if there wasn't a possibility of failing?
So you kind of you like that challenge? Is that it?
Well,
get
did
back
you
to that.
earn it, or is that given to you? Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human podcast.
Hi. Yeah. A
What's-
couple years ago, you made that Instagram video about the wannabes and the
Yeah,
Stevie
yeah.
Eye
What's up, man?
wannabes at the gym. And I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
You said what I have been thinking for friggin' years, and I know you took a shit ton of crap over.
I
it.
still do.
Yeah, but I really appreciate, and the guys that are the most enraged were the biggest goddamn phonies.
Yeah.
And like that Mark Twain said, you can. It's easier to convince somebody they're fooled than to convince them that they weren't fooled. And so I really appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, they still their butt hurt. And I want to clarify what I was saying was it wasn't that civilians shouldn't own body armor. I never said that, right? Like it wasn't that Americans shouldn't have. I mean, like these people have gone to such extremes of like, he's anti-Second Amendment. He doesn't think that civilians should own body armor, like all this shit. And no, that's not what I said. I just said that just because you own it doesn't make you a civilian. I mean, like, what is a civilian operator, right? Like, dude, like, just because because you wear the shit doesn't mean you're a civilian operator. No, wearing the shit makes you an operator as much as me wearing my fiance's clothes makes me a woman.
Well, it's like owning a wrench does not make you a master mechanic.
No, it doesn't. Right. And so I get like, yeah, some of these guys can shoot their ass off. And my point to it was this, is if you are that fucking good and you want to serve and you want to be an operator, then go serve your community. Fuck yeah. Sign up and put the uniform on and be part of your community. Oh, and then they back out. This is how they crawfish, right? Oh, well, I don't trust cops. Well, you know how you can trust cops? Then be a cop that can be trusted. You know, all you all out here, right? Like, but again, I'm like, well, when is it that you all are going to go and stand up for America? Like, at what point is it that you're going to go, you're going to be needed? Because the last time you were needed was whenever we broke away from Britain, and since then you've been defended by men and women who have wore a uniform.
Yeah. Well, the guy that used to piss me off to no end was James Yeager.
Oh,
He made that comment. Well, I wasn't going to serve in no peacetime military. I'm like,
yeah.
Well, how do you? So you're just going to get like, you know, in case the war break glass and all of a sudden you're magically trained?
They're all the fucking people who are like, I would have joined, but I'd have punched a drill instructor in the mouth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're those people.
No, it's like I worked with a couple guys who were former, you know, Marine Scout snipers. But you know, every gun show you go to, like half the guys you meet were former Marine Scout snipers. But when I tell, you know, guys think just because they own a sniper rifle, they're a sniper. And I said, do you know what the hardest part that Scout snipers told me about going to the course was? Stalking, not shooting, stalking. And they're like just dumbfounded.
Yeah, I mean, like you can go out on a range and you know, go out there and shoot paper and this and that, but it's like, can you land nav? Can you go do this across this terrain? Can you? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, can you run a whole operation? Like literally shooting was less than 1% of my job.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's like, you know, yeah, I know you can you can get dime-sized groups at the range. I get it, but you've been sleeping all night. You're not hungry. You're not tired. You're not wet. You're not cold. And you know you're going home at the end of your session.
It's like an MMA fighter who trains MMA but never has a match.
Yeah. So anyway, I just want to tell you,
hell yeah,
really
bro.
appreciate what you said, because I'll watch it every now and again just to, like, you know.
Dude, there's nothing that makes me happier than them still commenting on it, right? Like, I love it because it's like, I couldn't imagine being a grown ass man and having something bother me that much.
Well, the fact that it bothers them that much means you got a direct hit.
100%. Battleship direct hit. Hey, thanks, brother. I hope you have a good day.
Take care.
See you. Bye. I thought that was going another way.
Okay, I thought that was just me. Yeah, same here. I thought he was going to come in hot.
I thought he was too. I was excited, but it was good. What a good guy.
I know we have a call coming in a bit, so I'm going to wait for that to come in.
So back to that father thing.
Yeah.
You know, 2 weeks, best advice is to be, if you're having a son, be the man that you want him to be. And if you're having a daughter, be the man that you hope that she marries.
Well said. What is your new, keep missing these calls. Anyways, what is your new book about?
My new book is about, I'm trying to come up with a title for it right now, but I think I'm going to call it, it's basically about, you know, leadership inward, right? Internal leadership, about getting yourself dialed in back to where you want to be. Like, look, if you can't lead yourself, you can't lead others, right? And the days of doing as I say, not as I do are over, because people out there, you know, look, you got to earn your credibility. And so, you know, I think we've all got to, if we want to fix the world, we got to fix ourselves. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, Dakota.
What's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, my name is Tyler, and I'm a firefighter at Travis.
Oh, hell yeah. What's up, brother?
What's up? Yeah, just I know I've known of you for a long time. It's funny because all my friends all did the combat challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were all out there, and I was actually in a pretty bad car accident back in February, and it kind of derailed my chances to be on the team. But
Man,
I'm planning to get back, and hopefully be out there next year.
well, we'll have to get your info. So then that way I want to come out there and train with you guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
Y'all got a good tower, right?
Awesome. Yeah, we do. We got the full course. It looks pretty much just exactly the same as the one out there.
Hell yeah. Are the guys coming down for nationals?
I don't believe so.
Oh, man.
They're deploying.
They're deployed,
so
right?
A couple of the guys. Yeah, they're going to be deploying here. I think they're going in a couple weeks. So.
Hell yeah, man. Well, what can we do what can we do to get you? What do you need? You need help? What can we do to get you in the game next year?
Honestly, I just so I was on a military profile for about 6 months. I just came off of it. I just got back on the floor last week, actually.
Oh, congrats, man!
And yeah, no, it's been crazy. You know, I destroyed my AC joint. Had a couple procedures done on my forearm. Have some nerve damage and stuff on my arm, but I'm coming back, and you know, I don't like making excuses, and I really look up to people like you. So I just, you know, I've been working hard and just want to get back to doing what I love. So
Hell yeah.
Surfing people and all the above. So
Awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah. Are you like 7'2" and 300 pounds like the rest of the crew?
Yeah, it's actually funny because I'm 6'3", 215.
Of course.
And I'd still be the second smallest guy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was telling people the other day. Like, man, I seen y'all because y'all have those blue helmets, and man, I seen y'all at the competition. I was like, holy shit! Like, where'd they make these human beings at?
Yeah, no, that was so funny. I was telling my friend Sam who called in, and we were just laughing because we were just like talking about how you said all of us were giants, and I was like, I'm still pretty big, and you never even saw me yet. So
yeah, it's crazy, man. Like y'all are all giants. So,
but yeah, I had a quick question though.
Yeah.
So I mean, me being I'm 20, so I'm young, and I'm active duty military and everything, and I guess my question would be like, if you had to give me like one piece of advice, like just from a professional like life experience level, like what would that advice be?
Don't ever shy. Like, so first off, in the military, it's what you make it, right?
Yeah,
like, like if you're bored, it's because you're not, it's your own fault. Like there's so many opportunities where you're at to grow, to get to the next position, to go to school, like whatever. Right. So like you need to figure out what you want, right? And figure out how the military is good for you, not just how you're good for the military. Right. And then the second thing is like, don't focus so much on the bullshit. Like, when I see veterans get out, and the veterans who got, like, you see the difference between the veterans who got out because they want, like, they had a dream to go fulfill versus veterans who got out for the bullshit. The veterans who got out for the bullshit quickly get out and realize that in life, there's always going to be bullshit, right? So, and it's no different out as it is in, except while you're in, you're guaranteed to get paid. And so, man, like just always making conscious choices that are good for you, like not making decisions based off of what you don't like. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%. I totally get it. Because I see a lot of that all the time. People always just say like, "Well, I can't wait to get out of here because they want to just, make poor decisions or whatever." And I'm just like, at the end of the day, like it's the same in the civilian world. A lot of us join after high school, and I just really just gotten to know them. Like, you can always be worse. That's what I always try to think. And,
well, think about this, right? Like, think about what you just went through. Like, there's not too many jobs out there. Like, did you ever miss a paycheck while you were injured?
Nope.
Did you all your medical covered? Are you stressing about medical bills?
Not at all.
You know what I mean? Like, and let me tell you this: there ain't too many places that you got. That's how it is.
Yeah, no, 100%. That's what I mean. Like, it's a blessing. It really is.
It is.
Because people like to get all upset about, like, like you said, the bullshit. But in all reality, like, where else you know, at being like 18, joining the military. Like, where else are you going to be able to be 18 years old, have a chance to get free education, have free healthcare, have a stable paycheck no matter what the circumstances, have free living, you know, like that's just a blessing in disguise. And I think, you know, there is a lot of bullshit that comes along with it, but at the end of the day, though, like, I think this is the best decision I could have ever made in my life. So,
I'll tell you this, man. I don't know all the other options you had, but I'll tell you, you could have made a shit ton of worse ones, right? And no matter what, like whether you choose to get out or not, like, you know, you're still gonna you still set yourself up for success. I mean, you know, and like, you know, what you make of it, that's on you, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. I totally understand.
Hell yeah.
I mean, that's the best part is, you know, you get the chance, especially being a firefighter, you get to use like some of these certs to carry over to the civilian side if you want to. And,
yeah, I mean, think about this, right? Like, I mean, how often, you know, I mean, you should be like, look, if you want to be a firefighter when you get out, you should be going to all the schools. You should be getting your paramedic right now. Like, I mean, all these things, like if you're bored, like, man, like you just like, and you can get it paid for while you're in.
Yeah. Yep. No, it's very true.
So
very true.
It's badass, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you calling, and we're gonna get in touch with you. I'm gonna come train with you. We're gonna get it in.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
Hell yeah, bro.
We'll be looking forward to it.
Appreciate you, man. Have a good day.
All right.
See
you too, Dakota. Thank you.
Dude, those guys are good guys. They're from Travis Air Force Base. Just giants, bro. Just giants.
They sound like it. You posted a picture recently with a bunch of dudes. Firefighters is what they look like.
Yeah.
Those guys look like giants.
Well, that's all the guys from down here. But I mean, I'm still little.
You feel like you're the littlest guy there?
Oh, yeah.
My word.
I know. And
that's because you're a stone pit bull.
Yeah, I'm just a little pit bull.
What's the one thing you can't live without?
Water.
True.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's anything. I don't know. I feel like if there's something in your life you can't live without, you should start weaning yourself off of it.
That's a good answer. I like that. What's more important, what you say or how you say it?
What you say.
Can you expand on that?
I mean, if you don't get what you're intending to say across, it doesn't matter how you say it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I'll give you an example. If there's a car coming and I'm like, hey, Knives, fucking stop? Or should I be like, hey, Knives, hey, can you stop when you get a chance?
Right. Yeah. Which one's more effective? Yeah, totally. What's one area of your life where you have improved the most?
I'm as healthy as I've ever been, right? I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm as healthy as I've ever been. So I would say that, like, that's probably one thing I'm pretty proud of. And look, I think that, you know, being physically healthy is also makes you mentally healthy, right? They have to coexist. You can't have one without the other. And so, I don't care what anybody says. Somebody who's not physically healthy is also not mentally healthy.
Yeah, the brain is part of the body after all.
100%.
What's the thing that you still want to achieve the most before you die?
I don't think there's anything the most. I mean, I want to achieve all the things.
Yeah. What's the thing that comes top of mind? Say first.
You know, this next book that I'm putting out, like, I hope to see it in everybody's household.
That'd be sick.
Yeah.
What's the greatest struggle you've overcome?
I think just like identity, right? Like, finally, like I live life on my terms. And so the way I want to, like, I think, you know, like that's been a huge thing for me, is not to give, like when you don't live off of people's good comments, you don't die off of their bad ones. Right. So I just think that, like, look, man, like, I get up, I live the life I want to live. I live, you know, and like, dude, I was telling somebody this morning, I live Every day is the best day of my life.
That's where I want to get to right there.
Hell yeah.
Got a
bro.
question from YouTube. How was the water rescue class?
Bro. The rescue swimmer, like it was like a lot of knowledge, really good techniques and how to do it, like really awesome class. I went to Tarrant County College, the Swiftwater tech class. And the only way I could describe it is it's kind of like water jujitsu.
Dang.
Like there ain't no good way to get out of it. The best way if you don't want to get your ass kicked, don't get in it.
Got a question from Facebook from Robert. Is there power in a man's vulnerability?
Yeah, like, yeah, of course there is, right? Like a man who, like, somebody can't, and it's with anybody, not just man, but like anybody. You can't put yourself out there if you don't know, if you're not confident you're strong enough to handle what somebody does to you, right? Like if you're not confident that if this person's going to reach out and hug you or they're going to punch you in the face, that you're ready for both, then you can't even get in the ring, right? So the healthiest thing for people to be is strong, because, you know, for me, like, you know, people are always like, oh, you let people in too quick, or no, I don't. Like, maybe too quick for you because you need to calculate if they're going to beat the shit out of you or not. Like me, I would rather let in 100 people and 99 of them fuck me over, but I know that they can't take shit from me because I don't live off of them, right? Like I don't need anything from them. So like, I'd rather let 100 people in and 99 of them fuck me over and do that than I would to miss out on that one person that's fucking good.
Damn, man. Over the last 6 months, when have you felt the most alive?
Every day, baby. Every day I feel alive.
So going from that question to this one, what's the one fear that you know is holding you back? Are you being held back right now? I feel like nothing's holding you back.
Nothing.
That's fucking awesome. What's the biggest challenge for scaling the businesses you've built?
You know, it's staying consistent when it's boring, right? It's that growth stage of just when there's not a shit ton of things to do, and growing it, you know? So like you can only, I mean, I'm not saying you can only do so much, but like, you know, you can only do so much during the day. So, but I don't know. I mean, I'm living life. Life's good for me. I got no complaints.
Tips for finding your purpose post-military service. It was all I ever wanted to do, and I feel lost sometimes.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to figure out why you want to do it, right? You know, I always tell people I couldn't imagine, like, being a Marine was a big part of my life, but it was 4 years of my life. I couldn't imagine 4 years of my life being my identity my whole life. You know what I mean? So, and I wanted to stay in too, right? So get it. But go find your new purpose. Like, you know, if titles are what you live and die on, you're going to always be in this, you know, this inconsistency of roller coaster of life. But when titles are subtitles to who you are, then you're never, like, titles are nothing but results of your actions that should be anchored into the person that you want to be. They should be, they are just results, right? Like, think about it. Like me as Dakota, this is in my new book too. I want to change the world. That's one of my pillars of my box. And so with me wanting to change the world, like, and wanting to make the world a better place, like, I get to claim the title podcaster because I'm trying to do that. I get to claim the title firefighter because I'm trying to do that. But like, understand that, like, being a Marine and being a podcaster or being a firefighter, those aren't who I am. Dakota Meyer is who I am. Being all these other things are just titles based on the results of that, right? Like, so if I quit podcasting, well, I'm not a podcaster anymore, right? So that title's not there. Like, and there's no title that lasts forever. None. And the longer we try to hold on to that title, the longer that we go away and lose our identity with it, right? So like me, like being a dad today is not going to be what being a dad looks like in 10 years, right? It's going to constantly be evolving, right? Or 20 years, And so like, yeah, I'll always be a father and I'll always be that, but like that title's different. And when we get wrapped around the cog of our titles becoming our identities, like, and we see this all the time. You see this with people who retire. You see this with people who get out of the military. You see this with people who leave their college, whatever it is. Like when you let your title become whatever title that's getting these results become your identity, when that goes away, which it eventually will, then that means that you go away as well. And so that's not what I'm going to do.
Oh man, that's a lot to unpack. You said that's in your book as well?
It's in my book.
Okay.
That's chapter 1.
I got a question for you. Is there going to be an audiobook?
Hell yeah. I'm going to be reading it.
You're going to read it?
I'm going to read it.
That's the one. That's where I'm going. So when I'm working out, I can hear that.
Hell yeah.
Please address those vets who get lost in the vortex of self-pity, guilt, depression, denial of hope, who refuse to look beyond it all.
It's their fault. It's their fault. It's their loss. It's their expense. You know what I mean? Period. For me, like, you can look at everything in life, this is my book as well, as an opportunity or an obstacle. You choose. They're all the same, and if you choose to look at everything as an obstacle, and I was telling Knives this earlier about blaming others, blaming the military, blaming, like if you blame everybody for your losses and your misses, then you have to give everybody credit for your wins and successes as well, right? Like you can't pick and choose. It's either one or the other.
Got enough time for a couple more calls. If you want to call in at 512-523-5609, give us a call. See some comments in the chat. So that'd be rad.
Yeah. What are they saying?
We got Linda from YouTube saying, are you applying to other fire departments? Georgetown and Round Rock are hiring.
I know they're hiring. I can't go full time. My goal is by the time I'm 40 to go full time. I would love to work for Georgetown. Like I love who they are. I love the people up there. So, hopefully someday it would, like you talk about a dream of mine would be to get to a point to where I can be a firefighter for Georgetown, Texas, and be able to just be part of that crew and that team up there. I'll tell you, like, it would be an ultimate goal to work for, Jason Jeffrey and the guys all the guys I know up there, Wilso and just all those guys, yeah. So hopefully that's hoping 5 years. It's my goal.
That would be rad. Blake says on YouTube or asks, how does a guy get a signed copy of this new book?
Wait till it comes out. So I'll have more info hopefully in 3 weeks on all that. And I'm going to push it out. Obviously I'm going to make the first announcement on here. You guys have been so supportive and just this podcast is it's one of my favorite things that I do. And I know Knives can attest to that. And, so I'll make sure that you guys get first dibs on it.
What are some daily leadership habits that anyone could apply and get results?
So just a simple one, is start off the day by doing something that makes yourself better. Right. I was telling Knives here just a minute ago that, my judo of the day is that I get up and I go crush myself in the gym. So I make sure that the hardest thing that I do that day is at the gym, right? You can't make me worry about a challenge when I've already came over the biggest challenge that I've put myself through.
Can you share a defining moment in your life when you felt your purpose or calling became clear to you?
I think it's, I've always known in my heart what I wanted to do, right? I just sometimes it's in us to do it and we don't recognize it. And sometimes it's harder to recognize, you know what I mean? Like society has all these, this is how you should be, this is what you should do. And then you got your inner piece of you that what you feel or not feel, but feel, but what gets you up in the morning, what makes you just want to go out there and keep that sword in your hand. And so it's how do you package that up? Right. So yeah, I don't know a defining moment. I think every moment that you remember is a defining moment.
I love that.
Right? Like every memory. Like think about like why you remember some things and you don't remember others. And I think it's because at that time there was something that changed about you.
What do you mean by that?
Like I think it's something that had an influence on who you are today.
Right. Yeah. Well, what's a moment like that for you? A memory?
I mean, shit. I mean, there's tons of them. I got them every day. Every day I have them, right? Like working out, I think about stuff. Like before I write in my book, like I take off running. I go run and come back and write because it clears my head of all it trims the fat of the thoughts of the day, right? But I mean, I think that all things that we come in, all obstacles that we turn into opportunities are all defining moments of our life, right? And obstacles thrown in front of us. And what we do with that is really what defines us, right? And it's momentum. Like, I mean, think about this. Like every single morning, everybody who wants to accomplish something during the day, what do they start the day with?
To-do list?
Well, before that, like, what do you do? Like, you're going to go to bed tonight.
Yeah.
What are you going to set before?
My alarms.
You're going to set an alarm.
Yeah.
So when you think about it, you've already made your first commitment for tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hit snooze, you've said, fuck my commitment. Right?
Big facts.
So when you think about it, start the day off with taking your commitment serious. If you make the commitment to get up, you had a reason to do it.
Yeah.
Well, fucking do it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Got a question here from Facebook. Do you feel a lot of responsibility and pressure to carry yourself in a certain way because of being an MOH recipient?
No, because I carry myself. How I carried myself is what got me the Medal of Honor, not the Medal of Honor, me trying to carry myself a certain way.
Fuck.
And guess what? Like, I fucking woke up every day and busted my ass and wanted to get after it. Hey, it's Dakota with Your Human Podcast.
Hey, Dakota.
What's going on?
My name's Tim calling from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. How you doing?
Oh, awesome. How are you, Tim? I'm
great. Hey, I was calling to say what an inspirational person you are.
Thank you.
And I was wondering if by chance you would be able to make it to Milwaukee, Wisconsin on September 9th. They're having a Medal of Honor motorcycle ride from the War Memorial.
Man, I tell you, I'll have to look at my schedule. I'll try my best, but I think let me see. I'll be honest. I'm at the firefighter challenge that day.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm competing, but I can't thank you enough for inviting me.
I just wanted to at least call and invite you, but best of luck on the firefighter challenge. And that's just amazing that you're going through what you went to, and then you're becoming a firefighter.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, no, it's my honor, man. Just got to keep out there, serving and doing what we can to make the world a better place.
That's very, very inspirational. The other firefighters have to be in awe to have a superhero like you with them. Man,
the cool part about it is that, it's all about what you did that day. You know what I mean? Like, and I'll tell you, like, man, if you think I'm something, you should see the guys I serve with.
Yeah, I know a lot of firefighters and pretty amazing guys.
Yeah, they're so incredible. But man, I really appreciate you calling, and I hope y'all have a good time.
Oh, it should be pretty awesome. We're waiting to see if Gary Wetzel is well enough to join the ride.
Oh, that'll be awesome. He's a good guy.
Great guy.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much. Hope you have a good day.
You too. Take care, Dakota.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks for talking.
Yes, sir.
Got enough time for one more question?
Yep.
It's on YouTube. How do you manage work-life balance, if there is such a thing, with podcasts, firefighting, being a father, and everything?
Man, I don't know. Like, I just do what I want to do, right? And my kids are happy. I mean, it's all about, I don't know if there is a balance. It's a way of life.
That answers the question. Yeah.
It's not a balance, right? Like, there's no balance. It's either, are you all in or are you all out, right? And, like, as long as your priorities are in line, there's no such thing as balance. Balance is this unrealistic idea that society has put on you. What's balance? What you feel is a balance? Like, what's the magic numbers, right? This is some ghost that society has put on you to make people feel good, right? Like, oh, you need better balance, right? Like, I mean, that's a society problem, right? Like, no, like my kids know I love them, right? Like, as long as your priorities are dialed in, well, there's no such thing as balance. The only balance you got's on a damn balance beam.
Well said. Do you have time for one more question?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you define true friendship, and what qualities do you value the most in your closest friends?
Look, you're not my friend if you don't tell me, like, if you're just a yes man and you just bullshit me. Like, authenticity, like telling me what's real, like, that's what friendship is. That's what brotherhood is loving someone so fucking much that you're going to tell them what they need to hear, not what they want to hear, period. So listen, thank you guys so much. Another episode 23 in the books of You're Human, and I'm Dakota Meyer. I love you guys so much. What an awesome, awesome day. Such great questions, and I can't wait to see you here next week.